caring, altruistic individuals that I've ever known. I believe that this person is indeed a worthy nominee for the Amelia Citizen of the Year for 2010. This person does so much for others and asks nothing in return. That's one of the letters. It's a little cumbersome reading that without.
Well, that's the. She studied calligraphy.
Yeah, no doubt. Very good writing. Yeah.
And to be able to do that, and the lines are perfectly straight.
Here's another one for the same person. I'm writing this letter to ask that you consider blank for the Citizen of the Year award. This person is in many ways. This person is a blessing in many ways. Often donating food to the pantry, supplies entire families with Christmas gifts for children, clothing for adults, and food for Christmas Day. And in addition, donates classroom supplies to schools for children who can't afford them. Also volunteers for several funeral homes, assists residents to get to the doctor, hospitals or store when needed, and supplies meals for shut-ins. These are just a few things that make this person worthy of this honor. Never thinks twice when someone needs help, no matter how large or small. Always there with a helping hand, never asking for praise. Just goes about business like a little angel in a quiet way. I think we get the gist of it. So we have a nomination. Laura, for the purpose of the nomination, do we have to have a name associated with this? How can we do this?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying not to.
You really have to have a
So
name
spoil it,
for
so
there
I-
to be a motion that person be.
Jump off the camera.
I assume the nomination is to award the Citizen of the Year to that person.
Correct.
Then you would have
Correct.
to say the name.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Now would be the time to have it
On your technical difficulties just before.
All right. Well, since the likelihood that the person would know that this meeting was on television just yet is small, will.
I just had a random thought, not to interrupt you, but won't this not air? When will this go on TV? If we aren't getting it back here till council meeting, next
Yeah.
council meeting.
Well, it'll be available online starting probably next Saturday.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Okay. At any rate, at this time we have a nomination. We have a first and a second for the nomination of Sandra Taylor, owner of the beauty shop at 71 West Main Street for Citizen of the Year. Would you confirm that?
Yes.
That was your nomination, and we had a second by
My second.
Tim, and you would second that?
Yes.
To confirm that?
Yes.
Do we have any other discussion before we move to a roll call? Roll call, please.
Derek,
Yay.
Todd,
Yay.
Renee,
Yay.
Tim,
Yay.
Bob,
Yay.
Chuck.
Yay.
Great. We will make notification of Sandra Taylor has been awarded the 2010 Amelia Citizen of the Year. Thank you. That concludes the mayor's report for this evening. Move down the agenda to the next items. We have approval of outstanding bills. I thought I could show the council received their packets in advance and the bills are included. Discussion from council?
I make the motion.
Second.
Discussion or questions? Roll call, please.
Derek,
Yay.
Todd,
Yay.
Renee,
Yay.
Tim,
Yay.
Bob,
Yay.
Chuck.
Yay.
Bills from November 13th and December 3rd are approved. Also in your council packets for your review is a copy of the mayor's court account report for November 2010. That's just for your information purposes. Oh, next item on the agenda is legislation. This first ordinance is something that will have to be done as an emergency. It's something that fell through the cracks. It's an ordinance, an agreement to employ Joseph Candido as a court magistrate. this December. Starts again and contract expires at the end of the month. And honestly, it just fell through the cracks. I'll read the ordinance. Ask for a vote from council. Ordinance number O-2010-38. An ordinance by the council of Amelia Village, Claremont County, Ohio, authorizing the mayor and village fiscal officer to enter into an agreement to employ Joseph Candido, Esquire, as an independent contractor to serve as magistrate for mayor's court and declaring an emergency. This time I would entertain a motion to suspend the rules for 3 readings on 3 dates.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Discussion and or questions? Move to a roll call, please.
Derek,
Yay.
Todd,
Yay.
Renee,
Yay.
Tim,
Yay.
Bob,
Yay.
Chuck.
No.
Ordinance number O-2010-38. This time I'll entertain a motion to adopt this ordinance.
Also move. Second.
Discussion? Questions? Roll call.
Derek,
Yay.
Todd,
Yay.
Renee,
Yay.
Tim,
Yay.
Bob,
Yay.
Chuck.
Yay.
Ordinance number O-2010-38 is adopted. Next piece of legislation we have for this evening is ordinance number O-2010-39, an agreement to hire TCB Productions to provide videotaping services. The ordinance is number O-2010-38, an ordinance by the council of Amelia Village.
39.
Did I say,
38.
39.
what did I say?
38.
It's 39.
What's that?
Wrong one.
Oh! That's the wrong one. It's the wrong one.
That's all right.
That's 38. Oh, okay, there was 2 of them there. That explains it. Apologize. I'm not an idiot, but I play one on TV. And it'll be airing this Friday night on YouTube. Okay. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. All right. Let's do it the correct way this time. Ordinance number O-2010-39. An ordinance by the Council of Amelia Village, Claremont County, Ohio, authorizing the mayor and village fiscal officer to enter into an agreement to hire TCB Productions as an independent contractor to provide videotaping services and declaring an emergency. This time I entertain a motion to suspend the rules for 3 readings on 3 dates.
So move.
I'll second.
Discussion and or questions? Roll call, please.
Derek,
Yay.
Todd,
Yay.
Renee,
Yay.
Tim,
Yay.
Bob,
Yay.
Chuck.
No.
This time I entertain a motion to adopt ordinance number O-2010-39.
This is where we're supposed to have discussion about the contract, right?
We gotta do the motion first.
We get a motion first,
yeah.
and then discussion, okay.
We did the motion,
Second.
and we did it, we're getting ready to adopt now. When we get to the discussion section,
Yeah, I'm cool, I'm sure.
okay. Ordinance number O-2010-39. This time I entertain a motion to adopt.
Make a motion to adopt.
Second.
Discussion.
I should have caught this before in your report, but it says we were only gonna get 6 DVDs, does that count the library DVDs?
Yeah.
Because that wasn't what was discussed at the last council meeting.
We talked about we could do up to
8.
8 or 9.
What are we gonna do with all of them?
And that's the thing. I mean, what are we gonna do with them?
Well, I wanna make sure I get a copy of it.
That's one.
We wanna have one available, I know, but
And why?
Why- if
I
we
don't
can
understand
get-
why do you need one? Why do you need one? I want you to say what you said to the camera operator the other day to everybody. What you
What did I
said. Why
say?
you wanted a copy.
because I'd like a copy, because it's a nice record to have of this meeting.
What I overheard you said is because you don't trust the minutes of the meeting.
Okay. But they, you want me to clarify that a little more for you?
Yeah.
Because I can. I mean, they're not 100% accurate. If you want to get a court stenographer in here, I mean, that's about the only way you can compare to a videotape. Nothing on Mr. Gilpin, nothing on anybody. You know, not every word gets recorded in there. It's nothing like having a videotape of it. I don't understand. And I got a question for you. I don't understand why you got a problem with me wanting a copy of the meetings. I don't understand. I don't understand.
I don't
That's a
think we
big
should
issue.
make special arrangements so you can have a copy.
Correct.
I don't think we're making
I
special
think-
arrangements.
Yes, you
We're
are.
making 6 videos.
No.
They're gonna go in the office, and anybody in the village that wants one can come in and get
You know, I've
one
got
at no cost.
I don't remember.
That's,
opening
that's
the door to the
correct,
public.
but if,
Yep.
but if he wants a copy, then he needs to put a public request in.
Wait a
to
minute.
get a
Right.
copy.
Wait a minute, wait a
I
minute.
agree.
The floor wasn't open to the public.
Let's keep it closed up here. Laura, do we need to have enough videos for anybody that wants one on hand? You wanna clarify?
No, and the 6 videos would be however many we turn over to those are village property. They wouldn't be to any particular council person. If a particular council person wants a copy, you can either make a decision to provide all council with a copy as a record that you provide council, or it would be a request by that council person to have a copy. But the way I have it set up is there are 6 copies which would belong to the village. You can certainly change that, but it's my understanding that the contractor was going to provide 6 at the cost that we have.
And why can't you view it on YouTube like everybody else has to?
Because I prefer to watch it on my TV. And
How many?
and like I said, and like before we just send this is what we went through this last time, Renee. What I said last time we said this, when you threw up a fit because I said I'd like to get a copy of it, I said I think we should change this, which is where I was going with this, is that we should make it so that every council member, and I'm going to make a motion. My motion is that we amend this so
Wait a
that
minute,
every...
we have a motion on the floor
Already.
Yeah, we have a motion on we have
I-
not a motion. We have a motion on the floor in the adopting phase of this motion.
I thought we were in the discussion phase because my understanding was that we did it was when we have an emergency, we do the discussion on why it's emergency, then we run the emergency, then we discuss the bill.
How many?
Emergency.
This isn't an emergency.
To pass them over.
How
We already
many?
passed emergency.
How many?
So, but
This
this
is
is like,
adopt.
but this is the discussion. The way it was always been, the way this has always been explained to me since day one. When we do an emergency, the only discussion we're allowed to have before we take the vote on whether it's an emergency or not is why it's an emergency. This next phase is the phase where we're supposed to be discussing the bill itself. So,
But I'm saying,
when do I make an amendment to adjust the bill so that we can add the line in so that it goes to all council? Each council member can get a copy.
Well, it's not your motion, so you can, in the discussion part, you can ask that the people who made the motion do an amendment to the motion.
We did
to-
that last meeting. Did we not do that last meeting? That we weren't going to give it for each council? We were going to make enough copies that would be up here.
No, I have a question. How many copies do we need?
we need a copy for.
And you can answer that over there better than anybody else. How many copies do you need to do what you're supposed to be getting paid to do?
We need a copy for Claremont County Communications, and we need a couple of copies for the library. Whatever, I just picked the number 6. And
So we
And we
only
were gonna-
need 3.
it's at council's discretion.
Well, we were gonna do, like the mayor said, we were gonna do extra copies to have here. If anybody wanted one, they could come up, fill a request, and get a copy. And that's what we're looking at right now.
You mean like give it away?
Yeah, I mean, once it's once we put it as a public record, you
Well,
can
you
come
have to
in
pay
and
the
request
cost
it,
for it.
and you pay, what was it, $1? So it wasn't very much.
Yeah, it's the
Well,
cost of reproducing.
But the thing about that is where would you stop?
What do you mean, where would you stop?
Okay, 6 people come in and get their CD.
Then
The
he
seventh
said
The
person-
neighbor comes in, hey, my neighbor just got a CD, I want one.
Well, that's what we asked this gentleman about. We had a long discussion about it, and that's the number we came up with. And if we needed more than that, he said he would be happy to make more copies.